Hey everybody, Mike here. So it's not too often I get extremely excited about a product until I found this freezer. Now this is going to be extremely specific to certain people in terms of situations and what they find this useful for. For me, we farm, we attend farmers markets on weekends, and we take our meat to the market to try to sell, and whatever doesn't sell we end up bringing home with us. Well, that's fine and dandy. Bringing coolers on a 90-degree day, it's really hard to keep that product frozen. So I got to looking around for different options and I came across this thing here. Now this is a portable freezer. It runs on AC or DC. In fact, it comes with both cords. So you get a 10-foot long cord here that you can run in the car off a 12-volt cigarette lighter, or you get an 8-foot cord that you can just plug right into the wall. I thought that was extremely cool because when we're at the market, I don't necessarily always have availability to power, but I usually have availability in my truck and 12-volt outlet. So I keep this thing running. Now when it comes to temperatures, you can set this thing to -8 degrees all the way up to 50 degrees. So you can kind of use it like a cooler, or you can use it like a freezer. I need it for a freezer, but it's pretty cool that I can still take it and use it, like maybe if I go camping or we go to an amusement park, I could throw this thing in the back of the SUV with us, and we could take our food with us, keep it cold all day long, and not have to worry about an ice bag melting and turning into water, turning all of our food that we packed for the day into mush. Now this cooler here is the 85 quart. They have this in a couple different sizes as well. We went for the second biggest size. They go up to a 95, but that was just a hair too tall. The nice thing about the 95 is it did come with wheels, but it just didn't fit my application. So this 85 quart, that's the equivalent of like 120 cans that you could put in this thing. That's a lot of storage, guys. Another measurement you might be familiar with is in cubic feet. This measures right at 2.83 cubic feet as well. If that helps you in terms of how big it is in comparison to like maybe a refrigerator. Now the other cool thing about this, it doesn't even have to sit on level ground. It still works and functions just fine at a 30-degree tilt as well. So having to find level ground isn't the thing you got to worry about. Now I've had the opportunity to use this thing off and on for the last couple of weeks and play with this thing, and I've been extremely impressed with the results so far. It's got these nice locking clasps here in the front, so you can really lock this thing down. The cooler itself weighs about 71 pounds or so, empty, so it does have a little bit of weight to it. It's got real nice heavy-duty handles on it though to make up for it. So as long as you got a second person around, you can really load this thing up, stick it in the back of your pickup or in your SUV, and get trucking down the road and bring a ton of food and drinks with you for the day. Now on the side here, you got this little LCD panel. So when you turn this thing on, it's going to show you whether you're running on AC or DC power. It actually shows you the battery voltage of your vehicle if you're plugged in using the 12-volt outlet. And then you can adjust your arrows up or down to dial in the temperature that you're looking at for the day. Now when it comes to noise when this thing is running, you can barely even hear it hum. In fact, I'll try to throw a clip on here now just to kind of show you what this thing sounds like. Even when the compressor's kicked on and it's really working hard, you can just barely hear the thing going. So if you got this thing at a campground somewhere, you don't have to worry about talking over it or keeping it awake at night at the same time. I found this thing to be extremely tough. I haven't quite put it through all of its paces yet. Just in the handful of times I've actually taken this thing out and used it, I very much think this thing's worth the money that I paid for it. And honestly, I don't see any reason why this thing's not gonna last me for years to come. So if you're like me and you hadn't really given it any thought and you always just thought coolers were the way to go and you're constantly looking for the best ice pack to store, you might consider looking into something like this. And like I said, if this one here is just a hair too big for you, they've got some smaller models as well that you could take with you in the back, and depending on your vehicle and the needs that you have for your family, this thing could really be a game changer for you and how you guys take trips. I hope this was somewhat helpful for you. I know for me this has been an awesome product since I've owned it. I appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.